Hello everybody, Factosaurus here, and today, yes, I'm finally getting to it after like a week. I haven't made a video for a while, have I? But yeah, the trailer for the brand new season of Walking with Dinosaurs came out uh, during my little break, and now I'm going to we're going to take a look at it and give my opinions. I've already seen it, but I still have things to say about it, so yeah. So just in case you guys haven't seen it yet, I'm going to play the trailer now for you. So yeah, that was the trailer for Walking with Dinosaurs. It looks pretty cool. And now we're just going to go back through and pause when I need to explain something very similar to that video I did for the Prehistoric Kingdom update. So yeah, let's just get going with this. So yeah, first thing I want to mention, I'm not entirely sure if this is true, but from what I understand, this new season will be different than the original one. So in case you haven't seen the original Walking with Dinosaurs, first of all, how? Secondly, how it basically worked was each episode you'd go throughout just the entire Mesozoic. Like episode 1, it was the Triassic. Episode 2, we had the Jurassic. Episode 3 was also the Jurassic, but it focused on marine reptiles. And then you had the other half of the season was dedicated to the Cretaceous period. You had one about pterosaurs, specifically Ornithocheirus and his journey throughout the world. And then you had this one focusing on dinosaurs from the polar regions, specifically Antarctica and also Australia, because Motoburosaurus is in there. And then obviously the last episode was the extinction event with the very end with T-Rex, Triceratops, even though Triceratops only appears as like a corpse. But like, yeah, you get the idea. How it's going to work with this new one, from what I understand, is that there won't be a Triassic episode. It'll still be that thing where it's just like each episode you go closer and closer to the extinction. But basically, there will be little bits in between where like they cut out of the dinosaur world, and they go to these paleontology things where they describe the science, which I think is really cool. I get that some people may not like it because it breaks immersion, which fair, yeah, it probably will, but it's something that paleo documentaries don't really do all that often, and a lot of them have very speculative behaviors in them. So it's nice to see that they're going to explain the science. Prehistoric Planet tried to do that. They had the uncovered sections, like little uncovered videos. But in case if you didn't really know what those were, you had no idea they existed. So yeah, I just think it's cool that they're doing that. It's not something that you see a lot. So anyway, let's continue. So 6 episodes, just want to point that out. So it's going to be the same length as the original season. You have some herd here of hadrosaur, based on what the episodes, or based on other animals that are gonna appear in this season. I'm going to assume these are Edmontosaurus. We have 2 episodes taking place in late Cretaceous Canada, and then you also have one centered in the Hell Creek Formation, both being places where Edmontosaurus did live. So yeah, I'm just going to assume these are Edmontosaurus. This is the Lusotitan. This scene reminds me a lot. You'll see later on why I'm making these comparisons. But this scene of the Lusa-Titan here reminds me a lot of the prehistoric planet Dreadnoughtus sequence. You know, it's just a lone guy walking through the desert. And you'll see another reason why it's very similar to the prehistoric planet Dreadnoughtus. Here you go, the Spinosaurus, probably the biggest thing to come out of this new season. It's awesome to have Spinosaurus in the documentary because Spinosaurus does not tend to appear in these big things because of how often it changes. And then we also get it in Jurassic World Rebirth, which is awesome. I love Spinosaurus. It's one of my all-time favorite dinosaurs. We also get a baby one here. There's a better look at the babies on the cover art for the tie-in book that's coming. And they just look like little Spinosauruses without sails. It's very cute. I like it. Also, I just need to say, the CGI in this, I don't know what it is about this shot, but it looks miles ahead of all the rest for some reason, and I don't know why. It just looks really good to me. Little baby Triceratops. Gaming Beaver pointed this out in his video about it, and I also saw that. This looks very similar to it is pretty much the exact same shot of a baby Triceratops. Basically in Prehistoric Planet. There's going to be a lot of Prehistoric Planet comparisons because they're clearly taking a lot of inspiration. And also, you know, it's the newest, probably most scientifically up-to-date documentary out there at the moment. So yeah, it's a big one. And so, yeah, obviously we're going to see comparisons here. This looks like, I'll put it up on screen now, but there is a shot in Prehistoric Planet of a baby Triceratops, and it is literally this exact same shot. It may be looking a different angle, but it's very similar, which, you know, it's fine, but... Here we have the little clip of the Albertosaurus. The Albertosaurus looks really, really good. They gave it just enough feathering. Not too much, not too little. It looks great. I love how the face is clearly, way more vibrant than the rest of the body. It's a nice design. I like it. This is probably Gastonia. The reason I know this is because we later see it with what I presume to be Utah Raptor. It'd be a little shocking if it wasn't Utah Raptor. I guess I could see them doing Deinonychus, but just based on the head shape and also just, you know, the popularity thing, I'd say it's probably Utah Raptor. And it is fighting this little it is fighting this little ankylosaur here, and it is Gastonia. That is the other, I'd say, famous, in quotations, dinosaur from the Cedar Hill Formation, which is where Utah Raptor comes from. So yeah, this guy's probably Gastonia. Got a little Pachyrhinosaurus here. Looks very cute. Nothing much else to say there. We'll get more Pachyrhinosaurus in just a second. There you go. There you go. Now you see why I was saying the Lusa-Titan reminds me of the prehistoric planet Dreadnoughtus. As you can see, it has the inflatable display structures that Prehistoric Planet gave their Dreadnoughtus, which is, you know, here it looks really, really strange. I don't know. It doesn't. It's not doing it for me. Dreadnoughtus is probably my favorite sauropod just because of how it was depicted in Prehistoric Planet. I absolutely love it. It made me love the animal so much more. And, you know, I think they did those, air sacs correctly. I don't understand what this is. Also the fact that it's a lower budget, the CGI is not as great. You can clearly see, it doesn't look the best. However, I like that they tried to, they're clearly taking inspiration from other documentaries, and I don't know, I don't know really what else to say. I just want to point that out. It looks a little funky, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. That little sequence right there reminded me of, the first episode, the very first scene in the original, where basically as they're introducing the world of the dinosaurs, they, do this, weird terraforming thing with the background where it shows it going back in time. I don't know. Thought that was similar. Here you have a really, really, really cool thing with a herd of probably Pachyrhinosaurus. Yeah, those are Pachyrhinosaurus. Yeah, a herd of Pachyrhinosaurus flying around. Flying. They're not flying. The pterosaurs, though. Yeah, we have a herd of Pachyrhinosaurus probably migrating somewhere, and you have this Asdarkid. I'm not sure which Asdarkid it is, but, you know, it's still cool to have an Asdarkid. There you go. That's a really good shot of the Pachyrhinosaurus. Uh, I, some of these Pachyrhinosauruses in the background have like these forward-facing frill horns, and that reminds me a lot of the Walking with Dinosaurs movie. Their main dinosaur was Pachyrhinosaurus, and I think they're clearly taking inspiration from their the 2013 Walking with Dinosaurs movie to do the Pachyrhinosaurus stuff. Doesn't matter though. Pachyrhinosaurus is still cool, and I love seeing more of it. There you go. Oh, okay. Yep. Awesome edit there. Yeah, you had the Pachyrhinosaurus butting head, and then now the Gastonia doing that. I'm not sure how likely that is. I'm pretty sure there was a study done on Zool that said that their tails were probably for intraspecific combat, so I don't know why they're bashing their heads together, but, whatever. Little baby Triceratops. Adult Triceratops. Oh, sorry, let me try and go back and find that. There you go. This is probably our best look at the adult Triceratops. It's nice. You didn't really get to see Triceratops at all in Walking with Dinosaurs, the original. It was still there, but it was only ever a corpse that was just there to get eaten by the T-Rexes. Yeah, with the original focus more on Torosaurus, which is cool. I like Torosaurus a little bit more just because I just like the general frill shape more. Triceratops is still an iconic dinosaur, though, so I'm surprised it didn't get more treatment in the original. So it's nice to see it here, even though we see it everywhere. Not sure what these guys are. If I had to take a guess, probably Paralititan. Yeah, it's probably Paralititan or Pelurititan. Shoot, it's Paralititan, isn't it? I think. My mind is blanking right now. I'm 90% positive it's Paralititan, though. The reason I say this is because we are going to have an episode on Spinosaurus, and Spinosaurus lived with this big sauropod, this called Paralititan, at least in the Bahariya formation. And this obviously isn't the Lusatitan. We got that very African savanna thing, which is something that I see depicted a lot for Spinosaurus. And, these also have osteoderms. So this clearly is a titanosaur. It's not Lusatitan, and we got the African setting. So I'm going to assume this is, and, we do have Spinosaurus, which is an African theropod, and it did, in fact, happen to live with a titanosaur, that being Paralititan, so I'm going to assume this is Paralititan. Here you go, more inspiration from the movie. We have an Albertosaurus taken down that Asdarkid. Not entirely sure what Asdarkid it is. I should have done maybe a little bit of research before going into this, because there are a couple of animals here that I'm not all too familiar with. But yeah, Albertosaurus, once again, looks absolutely gorgeous. Albertosaurus is one of my favorite dinosaurs. I love Tyrannosaurus. They're my favorite group of animals. And this is easily one of the best Albertosaurus depictions I've ever seen. It looks absolutely beautiful. It's probably the best design here. But yeah, it looks absolutely incredible still. Got Lusatitan here. There you go. You can see the CGI is a little bit janky. They kind of look like they're like just boxes hitting each other. Okay, that's a good shot. We have two Spinosauruses. One of them is... now I look at this, I don't think this is a dominance battle. One of them is very clearly more colorful than the other. Like, one of them here seems to have more color on the crest, as well as this big stripe running down its body. So maybe that's the male. This one on the left here just seems to be just a dark green. This, however, the one on the right has some more coloring to it. So maybe it's he's trying to get his lady friend. I don't know. It's a really cool shot, though. And also, of course, Spinosaurus. Great to see it. More Spinosaurus here. You get a good look at its claws. And that dinosaur in the background there is obviously Carcharodontosaurus. It's the only other big theropod there. Well, there were plenty of theropods, but the only one to match Spinosaurus in terms of size. And pretty sure it surpasses it, though. I'm not sure, though. Here it is, the Utah Raptor. You know what? Maybe forget what I said about Albertosaurus, because this Utah Raptor, now that I pause and get an actual good look at this Utah Raptor looks absolutely gorgeous. Like, this is better than the Evolution 2 Utah Raptor, and was previously my favorite depiction of the animal. This looks great, though. I love it. Like, did a really good job at making the feathers look natural, something that Dominion really failed to do. Oh, there you go. You got the Gastonia, as I said, fighting the Utah Raptor. Look at it doing the wing thing. I hope it does the RPR, because that's what they actually used their arms for, probably, was to stabilize themselves while they were on top. Uh, ooh. I want to say Quetzalcoatlus, but I'm pretty sure it was revealed that the pterosaur next to the T-Rex at the end was Inferno Dracon. And I want to say this is Inferno Dracon as well, because this is a Triceratops. And that lived with T-Rex, so, and since maybe they're not doing Quetzalcoatlus, they're going to use this, and this might be Inferno Dracon. I haven't looked into Inferno Dracon, actually, at all. I just learned it from learning about the reveal. But, interesting. Have it pecking. Once again, more inspiration from the Walking with Dinosaurs movie. We have the herd of Pachyrhinosaurus in the storm in the forest. Oh, that seemed to be Albertosaurus taking down a Edmontosaurus. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Great. More inspiration from Prehistoric Planet. There was that one episode with the Trodontid in the forest fire, but now we have Utah raptors, and I just have to say, like, the Utah raptor in the original Walking with Dinosaurs is pretty bad. It's pretty bad. But the new Utah Raptor is like the exact opposite. It's like the best, as I said. It's like probably my favorite depiction I've seen of it so far. It just looks really good. Also, while we're on the topic of the Utah Raptor design, I just like had this like revelation like literally a couple days ago. I was thinking about I saw the Utah Raptor and I was like, dang, this is so much better than the original. And then I started thinking about it. How did Jurassic Park 3, did the people who made Jurassic Park 3 get inspired by the Utah Raptor design? Because it is like the exact same as the female raptor, as the female velociraptor in JP3, the Walking with Dinosaurs Utah Raptor. I don't know. And then I came to another realization that maybe that's why I see some people calling the JP3 Velociraptors Utah Raptors. I thought it was because the male had the quills, so it looked a little bit different. But no, maybe it's because the female Velociraptor was so similar to the Walking with Dinosaurs Utah Raptor. More you know. Anyway, we'll continue on with this. I'll stop my rant. Gastonia. More Lusotitan. Lusotitan, by the way, is apparently going to be the only episode that's not in the Cretaceous, which, unfortunate that we don't get a little bit more. But, it makes sense. The Cretaceous period was the most diverse the dinosaurs ever were. Well, at least the non-avian ones. Obviously we have birds nowadays, but yeah. I did look into the environment of Lusotitan a little bit. Turns out it actually lived with some pretty cool guys. There is a Ceratosaurus species, Miragaia, apparently, which is awesome. So I really hope we'll see Miragaia here. There's also Torvosaurus gurnii and also Allosaurus europaeus. So I was a little scared seeing that there was only going to be one episode in the Jurassic and it was focused on this European sauropod. But now that I know that it lived with the European Allosaurus, it's cool. Also, I don't think I've ever seen Allosaurus europaeus depicted anywhere other than in paleontology. Like, you never see it. It's either Fragilis, Jamatsoni, or Anax. You never see europaeus, so that's cool. This shot looks really good. Another good thing for the CGI. CGI in here is a bit, I think I already said this, but CGI in here is a bit wonky sometimes. But that's just because they don't have the budget of, Apple. Yeah. It's unfortunate. Like, Prehistoric Planet is an amazing documentary, but, like, that is the best CGI I've ever seen. Like, it is borderline lifelike. And now every time I see a paleo documentary, like, that's my basis, and which is really, really unfortunate because nothing's gonna ever live up to that until like CGI advances even further. Yeah, this shot in particular, I don't know what it is with the Spinosaurus shots, but they all look great. We have this like little lion, like ducks. They do look like swans here with the way the neck is positioned in that really, really S shape. It looks really good, and the reflections in the water, fantastic. Another great shot of it here. You see that the little baby one's a little bit better. One of them's just laying on its back. Yeah, this is really a great Spinosaurus. It looks awesome. Even better shot of the baby. This little thing with the Albertosaurus. The Albertosaurus really does look so good. It is beautiful. More cuddling. We have like 3 shots in a row. We had the Spinosaurus, the Albertosaurus, and now Pachyrhinosaurus. 4! Lusotitan! more Edmontosaurus. Oh. Bam! Smack! Utahraptor. Ooh, we got Spinosaurus. Never mind. Maybe that was a confrontation. I thought maybe it wasn't. Now that I look at it, this guy, the green one, does seem to have a stripe as well. Oh, well. We have, this is probably the male Triceratops. It has all those, it has like the really bright frill. It's probably fighting a T-Rex. Going after the Spinosaurus, going after Sailfish, having a fully aquatic Spinosaurus. I can't remember what this thing is called. I can't remember. It starts with an O. Somebody leave it in the comments. I forget. Here it is. The T-Rex. Oh my god, does it look so much better than the original one. Oh. Oh my god, it looks great. I'd actually argue that that is a better T-Rex than the Prehistoric Planet one. Yeah, like, it's that same pterosaur that was attacking the baby Triceratops, and that's apparently Inferno Dracon and not Quetzalcoatlus. Yeah, T-Rex looks really good. They did the lips nice. And you can very clearly... It's more chunky also. Anyway, as I was saying, you can very clearly tell that while in terms of design it is very different from the original T-Rex, you could still see that they clearly took inspiration from the coloring. You know, it's still mostly that dark gray, the earthy tones. They did give it the red that it had on the neck. It does still have that if you look very closely. But they also gave it on the lacrimal horns. So, you know, nice. And there goes the pterosaur. And that is it for the trailer of Season 2 of Walking with Dinosaurs. The original is like such a classic piece of paleo media. It's absolutely awesome. I love it. And this new season looks amazing as well, and I can't wait for it. It's supposed to start premiering, I believe, on June 12th or 16th. I'll put the date on right now. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely great. You can watch it on pbs.org for those for most of my viewers who are not in Britain. There are a couple of you though, so yeah, you don't need to go to PBS. You can just watch it on the television. But yeah, that's where you guys can watch it once it does come out. It looks absolutely great, and I really have nothing more to say about it. That's it. I just think it's going to be really good. I can't wait for it. But yeah. With that, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.